What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams, and today we're going to close out my birth month, close out my birthday celebration, close out my week-long look at the Muppets with 2014's Muppets Most Wanted, starring Ricky Gervais, Ty Burrell, Tina Fey, Steve Whitmire, Eric Jacobson, Dave Goelz, Bill Beretta, David Redman, Matt Vogel, Peter Linz, Tony Bennett, Lady Gaga, Salma Hayek, Danny Trejo, Dylan Hornswoggle Postal, Ray Liotta, Tom Hiddleston, Josh Groban, Chloe Grace Moretz, Sean Diddy Combs, Celine Dion, Zach Galifianakis, and Usher. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. And like I said during the introduction, today we close the book on my birth month, my birthday celebration, and my week-long look at the Muppets. And today's film opens immediately after the ending of the last film. And the Muppets are at a loss as to what to do now that they're back together again, when a man named Dominic Badguy, or Bad Guy, approaches the Muppets and proposes a world tour with him as the tour manager. However, unbeknownst to the Muppets, Dominic is a criminal mastermind who is in cahoots with Constantine, the world's most dangerous frog, and a criminal genius who resembles Kermit. Constantine is able to escape a Siberian gulag and joins Dominic as they plot to steal the British crown jewels. In their first stop, Berlin, Germany, Dominic is able to secure the Muppets a prestigious venue for the show. Kermit, who's kind of frustrated by the group's incessant requests, as well as Miss Piggy constantly insisting that they get married, decides to go for a walk at Dominic's suggestion. While out, Constantine ambushes Kermit and glues a mole to Kermit's face before slipping away. Kermit ends up getting mistaken for Constantine as a result, and is arrested and sent back to the Siberian gulag from which Constantine had escaped from. Constantine then takes Kermit's place within the Muppets, but his imitation results in multiple blunders, which Dominic has to cover up for. This begins to raise suspicions in only one Muppet, Animal. During the Berlin performance, Constantine suffers a case of stage fright, causing Scooter to have to introduce the acts. As the show is going on, Dominic and Constantine steal paintings from the museum, which is conveniently located next door to the theater. The next morning, Interpol agent Jean-Pierre Napoleon and CIA agent Sam Eagle arrive at the scene at the crime. They grudgingly team up to apprehend the culprit, which Jean believes is the lemur, the number 2 criminal in the world. Meanwhile, Kermit attempts to escape several times from the gulag, but is constantly foiled by Nadia, the gulag prison guard. Little does Kermit know that Nadia is almost as obsessed with him as Miss Piggy is. Nadia orders Kermit to help organize the Gulag Review, which is the annual prisoner talent show. Dominic and Constantine find hidden messages on the back of one of the stolen paintings, so they divert the tour to Madrid, Spain for the next stop. Constantine allows the Muppets to basically do whatever they want in the show, which begins to arouse suspicions from Walter. During the show, Dominic and Constantine once again break into a museum conveniently located next door to where the Muppets are performing and destroy a room full of busts, looking for a key which is needed for their plan. Despite the performance being a disaster, the audience gives a standing ovation. Sam and Jean deduce that there is a connection between the two crimes, which is the Muppets tour. So the pair interrogates the Muppets, which allows Constantine to evade the pair, while the others come off as too ill-equipped to be guilty. The instructions on the stolen key lead Dominic and Constantine to book the next stop of the tour in Dublin, Ireland. While in Dublin, Walter discovers that Dominic has been giving away show tickets and bribing critics in order to ensure a packed house and rave reviews. Fozzie now begins to notice the similarities between Kermit and Constantine, and as a result, Constantine attacks Walter and Fozzie, but Animal is able to fend him off, and the trio leave to find and rescue Kermit. During the Dublin performance, Dominic steals a locket from the bank, which is conveniently located right next door to the theater where the Muppets are performing. Meanwhile, Constantine interrupts Miss Piggy's stage performance and proposes to her. Piggy accepts, and they plan the wedding to be held at the Tower of London, where the crown jewels are kept. This event finally makes Miss Piggy and the rest of the Muppets realize that something isn't right, but they can't place it. They can't put their finger on what's wrong. Fozzie, Walter, and Animal reach the gulag on the night of the prisoner talent show. They find Kermit and use the opportunity to make his escape, along with allowing the other prisoners to escape as well. Once the foursome reach London, Kermit, Fozzie, Walter, and Animal infiltrate Constantine's dressing room and hear him tell Dominic that he plans to kill Miss Piggy once they're married. Kermit and Fozzie get caught and detained by Sam, but they manage to escape just as the wedding begins. While Dominic, with the help of Bobby Benson's baby band, steals the crown jewels. Kermit interrupts the ceremony and reveals Constantine's ruse. They discover that Miss Piggy's ring is a bomb, thanks to a magnetic bomb attractor vest invented by Dr. Bunsen Honeydew and worn by Beaker. Constantine takes Miss Piggy hostage and flees to a helicopter, where he is intercepted by Dominic, who is actually the lemur and intends to double-cross him. Constantine berates Dominic for bragging about his double-cross and ejects him from the helicopter, and then attempts to take off with Miss Piggy. However, Kermit jumps aboard, and the rest of the Muppets climb atop each other, making a Muppet ladder to prevent the escape. Kermit and Piggy incapacitate Constantine, who is arrested, along with Dominic, by Sam and Jean. Nadia then arrives in London to recapture Kermit for escaping, but the other Muppets tell her that if she takes him, she will have to take all of them, causing Nadia to relent, allowing Kermit to stay free. Our movie ends with the Muppets performing the next show on their world tour at the Siberian Gulag. Now, this film has kind of grown on me over time. When I first saw it, I thought this was just horrible. You know, in comparison and contrast to the movie we reviewed yesterday, The Muppets, this was just so bad, in my opinion, in comparison. I think it's because this one relies heavily in comparisons to The Great Muppet Caper, which, if you remember, I didn't really rate The Great Muppet Caper that fondly. I feel like there's a lot of similarities between this movie and The Great Muppet Caper. But over time, I've come to appreciate this film just a little bit more than Great Muppet Caper, and a lot of it has to do with the songs. If you remember, one of my biggest gripes about Great Muppet Caper was that the songs just weren't memorable in comparison to its predecessor, The Muppet Movie. And while I don't feel that these songs are as strong as the ones from the 2011 Muppets, which we talked about yesterday, they're still memorable enough that you leave the theater singing along with "We're Making a Sequel," "I'm Number One, You're Number Two," Interrogation Song, "Together Again, Again," a play off of the song "Together Again" from Muppets Take Manhattan. There's still enough in here to make you leave the theater singing, while they're still not as strong as its predecessor, much like the ones from The Great Muppet Caper. However, that being said, I do enjoy it better than Muppet Caper, so I am going to give Muppets Most Wanted 3.5 out of 5. I think the cameos are spot on. I think the songs are good. You know, I just mentioned quite a few of them. I will never get over the irony of the fact that Constantine is a frog attempting to impersonate Kermit, and now the person that performed Constantine is performing Kermit for the Muppets after the dismissal of Steve Whitmire in 2016. The irony just is not lost on me, and I'm not going to get into whether I like it or I dislike it. Save that for another day. If you guys tune into September's Renegade Recap, you can ask me about it then, and I will be glad to wax philosophical on that. But the irony is not lost on me. But 3.5 out of 5 stars for Muppets Most Wanted. What do you guys think? Those of you that have seen it, if you're watching the premiere, leaving your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand later in the day, leave your thoughts and comments down here. Whatever you do, when you get out there on social media, let's try to get those hashtags trending. Hashtag Casa D18 Studios, hashtag Renegades Reviews, hashtag Renegade Returns, and of course, the ever popular hashtag Shenanigans. We interrupt this episode of Renegades Reviews for an important announcement about
merchandising.
Merchandising? What's that?
Merchandising. Come, I'll show you. Merchandising, where the real money's made.
Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the t-shirts you see here from the West Coast professor, Jeff Meacham himself. You can get shirts for the Jeff Meacham Network, Talk Wrestling, as well as the red and gold Meachamania shirts. And while you're there, don't forget to get your shirts of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood, the Dads on Wrestling shirt, the Renegade JJ Williams, Statboy Sports Bar, and the hashtag Statboy Approved shirt. Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network and score your shirts today. Make sure you guys get out there. Do what that commercial just told you. Go to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the official merchandise of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood. Get you your Renegade JJ Williams shirt, Dad's Not Always on Wrestling, Stat Boy Sports Bar, hashtag Stat Boy Approved, hashtag Shenanigans. Get you your official merchandise for the Jeff Meacham Network, 3 different designs of the Jeff Meacham Network logo for you to choose from, along with Talk Wrestling, Meachamania, so much more. Get out there, show us that love, show us that support. While you're showing your love and support, do what that ticker tells you to do. Do you enjoy my content, my daily videos? If so, go to that PayPal, send me a few bucks as a donation. Or go to that link tree, click on the link for my Amazon movie wish list, select a movie. Either way is a great way to show that love and support for me. Keep in mind, I'm still not monetized yet, so the only way I'm going to make money out of this deal right now is if you guys out there go to that PayPal link and send me a few bucks as a thank you. But if you don't want to do that, the link tree is another great option. Like I said, click on the link for my Amazon movie wish list, select a film. I'm constantly adding movies to it, updating it. Pick something you'd like to see me review. When it arrives in the mail, I'll open it up on Renegade Recap, as I always do during my mail segment. Give you guys a shout out and a thank you. And likewise, when I factor it in to one of my theme months and I get to sit down, watch and review it, give you guys another shout out, and I'll show you guys the same amount of respect and love and support that you guys show to me. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, when we enter the Hall of Justice, the Bat Cave, the Fortress of Solitude, and we begin our month of DC movies with 1943's The Batman, starring Lewis Wilson, Douglas Croft, J. Carrol Naish, Shirley Patterson, and others. You're not going to want to miss out tomorrow, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, when we begin our look at movies from DC Comics, including the DCEU as it stands right now, all the way up to, but not including, the brand new Suicide Squad film. We have too many films to get into that. If I'm able to get to theaters and see it, maybe I'll throw it in as a double feature day when I do the other Suicide Squad film. But as for right now, I'm not planning to do that one. To all my loyal fans and viewers out there tuning in today, watching along for the premiere, leaving your thoughts and comments over here, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Likewise, all my loyal fans and viewers out there tuning in a little bit later in the day, watching on demand, leaving your thoughts and comments down here, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate all my loyal fans and viewers out there. Tune in on a regular basis. Watch. Show me that love and support. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.